It's pretty much every homeowner's worst nightmare, right? That sound of a drip that suddenly becomes a whole lot more. When water gets into your home, it's so easy to panic. But don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to take that panic and turn it into a solid, step-by-step plan for surviving water damage.
Okay, let's just jump right into it. Imagine this. Your basement is flooding. Right now, the clock has officially started ticking. And what you choose to do in this first hour, well, it can literally be the difference between a manageable cleanup and a truly catastrophic wallet-draining loss.
And that's because with water damage, it is literally a race against the clock. The single most important factor isn't even the amount of water. It's how long that water is allowed to sit there and soak in.
Okay, burn this number into your brain. 24 to 48 hours. That's your golden window. Because after that critical period, all those damp materials in your home become the perfect invitation for mold to start setting up shop, right inside your walls, under your floors, and deep in your insulation.
And hey, if you're living somewhere humid, like down in Tampa Bay, for example, that clock is ticking even faster. All that moisture already in the air just turbocharges mold growth, which makes getting a jump on it even more critical.
You know, it's not always this big dramatic flood scene from a movie. Sometimes the real enemy is the one you can't see. Ever notice a musty smell you can't quite place? Or maybe your allergies are acting up inside the house? Things like peeling paint, weirdly swollen baseboards, or a wood floor that's starting to buckle, these are all huge red flags of a secret leak that can cause massive damage over time.
All right, so to really tackle this thing head-on, you gotta know your enemy. Let's break down some key terms and categories so you understand exactly what you're up against.
First up, you're going to hear two big words, mitigation and restoration. Here's the easiest way to think about it. Mitigation, that's the emergency room. It's triage. It's all about stopping the bleeding, right? Getting the water out, getting things drying immediately. Restoration, on the other hand, that's the recovery and rehab. That's the part where you're actually rebuilding and getting your home back to the way it was before the disaster.
Now, this is super important. Not all water is the same. The type of water you're dealing with completely changes the game. Clean water, that's from something like a burst supply line. Not great, but manageable. Then you've got gray water. Think washing machine overflow. It's got some contaminants in it. But then there's black water. This is the bad stuff. Sewage, flood water. It's a serious health hazard and needs a totally different, much more aggressive level of response.
So what do the pros do when they show up? Well, it's not just a bunch of guesswork. They have a playbook, a step-by-step process, and it's all based on science. Let's demystify it. It really boils down to a three-step dance. Step 1, emergency water extraction, to get all that standing water out of there. Step 2, and this is maybe the most important part, structural drying and constant monitoring. And finally, step 3 is an antimicrobial treatment to make sure nothing nasty is left behind before they even think about rebuilding. It's a system designed to take you from total chaos to total control.
And here's something you should know about the mindset of a good professional. Their goal isn't to tear everything out just to run up a bigger reconstruction bill. Their real goal is to save as much of your original home as possible by returning it to its pre-loss condition. That's a huge difference.
Okay, so this gets us to the really cool part, the actual science of drying. Ever wonder why the pros roll in with all this heavy-duty, sci-fi-looking equipment instead of, just a bunch of box fans from the hardware store? There's a really, really good reason for that.
It's all based on a science called psychrometry. Sounds complicated, right? But all it really is the science of how air, heat, and moisture all work together. The pros use these principles to basically manipulate the environment inside your house, creating the perfect conditions to pull moisture out of everything from the wooden studs to the drywall. It's pure physics.
But to do that effectively, they can't just guess. They have to find every single drop of hidden moisture. And for that, they bring out the high-tech toolkit. They've got these moisture meters that can literally tell them exactly how wet your drywall is on the inside. They use thermal imaging cameras. It's like giving them heat vision goggles to spot cold, damp spots hidden behind your walls. And those huge dehumidifiers, they're not just fans. They are powerful machines that literally suck the water vapor right out of the air, creating a thirsty atmosphere that coaxes moisture out of the building itself.
All right, so the water's gone, the loud machines are off. Let's talk about what happens next, the aftermath. We'll get into the practical questions that everybody has, and more importantly, how you can try to keep this from happening all over again.
And let's be honest, this is the big one, isn't it? The million-dollar question that's on every single homeowner's mind.
Is my insurance actually going to cover this? Okay, this is where you need to pay close attention. Your standard homeowner's policy loves the words sudden and accidental. A pipe bursts out of nowhere, you're probably covered. But, and this is a big but, it usually will not cover gradual damage. That slow leak behind the fridge you ignored for 6 months, that's likely on you. And the biggest shock for a lot of people, flooding from the outside, like from a storm surge or an overflowing river, that is not covered. For that, you need a completely separate flood insurance policy.
All right, just as important as the to-do list is the what not to do list. These are some common mistakes. First, stay away from electrical appliances in wet areas. Obvious, but crucial. Don't try to use your household shop vac, it's just not up to the task and can be dangerous. And please, please, don't just blast a bunch of fans without dehumidifiers. You could end up just spreading invisible mold spores all over your house. But the biggest don't wait to call for help.
So this brings us to the final, really important question. The house is dry, the pros have packed up and gone home, but are you actually done? The real question now is, what can you do to make sure this never happens again?
And this right here, this is where you take back control, so you're not just waiting for the next disaster. These are simple things, but they make a world of difference. Do you know where your main water shutoff valve is? Could you find it in a panic? Take 5 minutes this weekend and find it. Look at the hoses on your washing machine once a year. Keep your gutters clear. Honestly, a little bit of prevention is so much better and a whole lot cheaper than even the best cure. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.